Hi guys, welcome to DevOpsSchool. In this video tutorial, we are going to learn about Ansible network modules. Ansible network modules can configure your network state, test and validate existing network state, and discover and correct network configuration drift. After going through this tutorial, I promise you that the concept and understanding of Ansible will be absolutely clear to you. This series divided into multiple parts, therefore subscribe to the channel and follow the playlist.
But before that, let me ask you a few things. Are you dreaming of a career with higher pay and more responsibilities? Or are you ready to take your skills to the next level this year? Then start investing in DevOpsSchool certification level courses which will help you to emerge skills for a wide range of entry-level roles and as well as higher potential future positions. But with thousands of courses online and in classroom worldwide, finding the right one for your career goals can be difficult. You can consider our courses like Agile Developer, Agile QA, DevOps Certified Professionals, Site Reliability Engineering, DevSecOps, and Masters in DevOps Engineering, where you will have access to well-structured, easy-to-follow course content that has been developed and will be delivered by industry professionals. You can join on our training programs globally through online platforms, and if you are looking for classroom workshops, then we have regular sessions available in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi NCR, Mumbai, and in Pune. Simply compare our many courses, find the one that suits your style and schedule best, and start today.
You should change the servers because if you're using cloud concept, cloud servers uses UDT time, not IST or PST. You have to make sure you are giving the time UDT. So that's again thing. But in this case, you just go and log into the server in your system menu something and run the playbook. That's all. Everything will be ready to go. So that is a good thing about Ansible. So that is called the pull mechanism and push mechanism.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And, okay. I think that's all about Ansible. That is that's all. So what you need to do, let's do the environment setup also. I'll just tell you how to install. Just go to Google, okay? Just open Google, and once you go to Google dot something. Here, just WSL2. Type WSL2. You're using updated Windows 10, right? Duo 4.
Sorry, again?
You're using Windows newest version, right?
Yeah, I'm using Windows. Yeah.
Updated version. So make sure you update once again. After you update, just follow this. You install WSL. I think it is already there inside your system, so that's not required. It is actually, if you update it there, just go to Microsoft Store. After you go to Microsoft Store, search which Linux you want to install. So I would ask you to prefer Ubuntu because Ubuntu is more secure. I don't know which one you are using. You are using RHL?
Actually, I'm using CentOS.
Oh, you're using CentOS, and the CentOS is pretty much free, right? RHL is a paid version. So if you want to use CentOS also, you can install CentOS. Basically, it's just a flavor, nothing changes inside. But I would be teaching you on Ubuntu because I have Ubuntu set up already. Only I'll tell you what are the changes also, so not to worry on that. The commands are same, bash same. So you could install CentOS. Oh, it is chargeable, huh? Oh, okay. So you could do install anything. You can Ubuntu. I just open 18.04 or something. Click on install. It will get installed. After that, just go to Windows. Then just type WSL. You'll run WSL and it will open. That's all. You would have the subsystem Linux already there. You could install everything, anything you want to. For example, I want to install HTTPD. So it's okay. It doesn't have a. Yeah, make sure you use that. So actually, Ubuntu has Apache 2, not HTTPD. Done. That's all. So you could install. That's all. That's the same thing. Even it's the same way your Linux works. There's nothing changes there. Totally the same thing. And you would also get, and this also uses less memory as well. And because virtual labs actually, work takes more of your memory and data as well, like storage and RAM. So this is something I would ask you to use because it's easy and you could install everything easily. Or if you want to install, you could do it right away also. Or you could try later. It's your call. So that is about installing. So once you set that up, let me know. Next one is installation. We install Ansible. You want me to start with the installation right away?
Yeah, I think so. Just tell me that how can I install? Then later on I will install. I will try to install on my systems. Okay. If I
Ansible,
have
right?
some,
Yes, we're speaking about
yes,
Ansible itself. Yeah, cool.
yeah.
So,
Then if I have some question, then I will contact you, or
perfect.
we will discuss in the next session.
Yeah. The first basic thing is you have to add the repository. Ansible has its own repo. So you need to make sure that you're adding that repo as well. Or else you could directly go to the Fedora project and download Ansible. That's also possible. But the repository name, I'm going to add the repository. So just try to run the same command. It would work. You will have the recording as I think Vito will share it to you.
Yeah. Okay.
App. This is not app. Yum add repository. Don't use app. App is for only Ubuntu. Ansible. You have to install Ansible. Ansible is something what you are doing here is something you're adding the Ansible repository to your Linux system. That's all.
Okay. What stands for PPA?
A PPA is something just pointing out the Ansible repository. That's all.
Okay.
So you're just pointing. You're telling that PPA is in the app add repository. PPA is something. So this is the repository name. Search on it because Ubuntu has everything updated online. Yeah. So I did miss a column. Oh, I didn't update it. So this is like first you need to make sure you update it. Then you have to. So this is I'll just explain something. This is sudo is something you're using the command as sudo. Okay. Add repository is something you're telling you're going to add the repository. PPA is something. It is the full form. If you want the abbreviation, it is like personal package archive. And Ansible is the folder name, and this is the inner. We're telling this Ansible just add this to my repository. So that repository Ansible, yeah, this should work. I didn't install I need to update it, that's all. So it would work in your system, that is nothing, not a matter in that. I'll just write down the command as well here.
Yeah, okay.
Are you able to see the screen, right?
Just let me share my screen because
You're trying to add it right away?
No. Actually, as I already told you that just complete your sessions and
yeah. That
I
is
will
what I was
try to
trying
install,
to do.
or yeah, I will try to install my on my system. Then, if in case of any case, then I will call you.
Sure. So apt install Ansible. You could try this and see, but it is already added, and these all the packages will get installed with Ansible too. Okay. Click on yes, and it will download. It would take some time because it has some ATMB. But if you're using in Windows, yeah, obviously it will take some time. But you're using in anything also, Rattler also, it creates a different IP address, and you're using two different operating systems, the same IP, right? So it might take time.
Actually, I'm using VMware environment.
Yeah,
So,
that also works.
Yeah, that will also work.
Yeah.
So, but from this application, you can install on the Windows environment. So.
Yeah. So this is a new update. It was already there from 1 year, but this is last 1.5 week ago they released it officially.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, you're also basically software development, or you have some
I'm
experience
completely
with?
into DevOps.
Ah,
Yeah, I completely worked into DevOps from start. So that's how I learned everything. So see, I worked in a client-based company itself. So what happens? We had many clients. We had some 37 clients. So we got a chance to work on all the tools available.
right. Actually, as already mentioned that uh, I'm working with one gold partner from last
Mhm.
3 to 4 years. Before I was working with another company in Germany, but mostly I did the projects with different customers, mostly with classic environment, some data center environments.
Mhm.
So, and some idea, I have some idea about
Yeah.
security things, but not so much in automation.
Okay.
But as already told you that for this project right now,
Mhm.
I just want to learn the new things about Ansible, that even though we
Mhm.
already have a developer and
Mhm.
Java developer and also Python developer are there. Ansible
Okay.
developer already dedicated person are there. But
Mhm.
due to coordination between different teams and that kind of stuff, I just
Mhm.
want to understand. Or secondly, I think
Yeah,
that
basically, it's a
for my
good to
self
have information.
yes, for my self understanding, for self study, I just want to get some knowledge about Python and Ansible.
Okay. Mhm. So if you get any error like if nothing is found, no repository add option is found, just run applet install software properties common. Okay. This would install the software properties where it will because Ansible requires Python base. So
Mhm.
it would make sure that everything is ready inside your system before.
So you are saying Ansible is running on the Python environment?
No. It requires it backend files runs on Python, not in the environment.
Okay.
So right, the basic usually it should run on. They have dependencies, right? So Ansible requires Python as a dependency.
Okay.
Give it time, and after that it should work. And so as far as we see, we install Ansible right now already.
Hmm.
Or else you could add Apple release. If you're using front office, you make sure that you are adding the Apple repository, Apple release repository to your Ubuntu. I mean, sorry,
Hmm.
your front office.
Okay.
So, yeah. So now if you see, it worked.
Hmm.
So it is just adding the PPA Launchpad Ansible Ubuntu. Bionic is the beaver name and main is the main repository. It's adding the repository to a server. That's all.
Hmm.
And so the app install Ansible just goes and fetches again the new updated container, it installs Ansible. So this is how you install Ansible, and make sure that you run you run all these commands. If you're using Windows, make sure
Hmm.
apt get install software properties. Common is the first command you need to run. Next,
Hmm.
add a repository. You need to add Ansible repository. Okay, first
Hmm.
archive Ansible. This is the next thing you need to do. Then sudo apt install Ansible. Done.
Hmm.
So if everything works fine, when you type Ansible, it should show all the commands, help commands.
Okay.
So once you learn this one, it will be much easy. You can actually automate your daily tasks at home and laptop as well.
Mhm.
So,
One
yeah.
more thing. For example, that is an automation tool, right? Ansible. So, do
Yeah.
we have some graphical interface? For example, that is
Yeah.
a script. Ansible is a basically script kind of thing, right?
So I'll tell you. See, that is what we are going to do in the last. The last I told you this is the last one. Okay. Once you learn this, I'll also teach you this one also. Ansible Tower. First of what I want you to do is first you learn everything by hand
Mm-hmm.
with command line configuration, everything from the terminal perspective. Because not every company or not every person uses Ansible Tower. No one actually uses GUI. Some only few users the tower. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now,
So
my
once you
question,
learn everything,
sorry, my question is that Ansible is a basically script that we are going to develop in, for example, without any graphical interface for the
yes,
user, right?
yes.
So, is there any possibility that we can make some graphic interface, graphic kind of application at the back end? We can use some Python scripts. Oh, sorry, we can use Ansible scripts.
Any application or only Ansible GUI you're asking about?
I'm
Any
saying
other
about
application?
in both, or you can say in.
No, no,
Do we
no,
have?
no. Ansible is only a configuration management tool. That's all
Okay,
it does. It does
so
nothing else. It can do nothing else.
right. So it means that, for example, like
Mm-hmm.
you are a DevOps engineer, okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
and you already built
Mm-hmm.
one Ansible application, one Ansible code, okay, or script, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and if you want or company wants to give you uh, or told you ask you that okay, you have to give the script to the user that he are
Mm-hmm.
that they or he is going to develop or run that code. Okay, basically
Okay.
they want to execute that code. So
Mm-hmm.
they also get um, script
Mm-hmm.
without graphical interface, right?
Yeah, there are in your question there are two possibilities. Okay, first they'll get the access to the repository which I developed, so they'll have all the scripts there.
Mm-hmm,
They'll run the script if they want. Or next,
mm-hmm,
if you see the screen, this is Ansible Tower. This is the GUI, like as you asked, guided user interface. They'll get a UI and they can run this with this also. If your company permits, so this is how you can see all the host, failed host, inventories, everything is done in online itself on in front of our face on screen. You could add all the servers. It's too easy if you use Ansible Tower. This is without a command line, without
mm-hmm.
any script. You directly click on add server, enter the IP. That's all. Done. Create job. Click on create job.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is another case, but extent to my knowledge, only 3 to 5% companies use Ansible Tower.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Rest of all use, which I'm going to teach you right now, the regular command lines. Because no one want to expose their data outside in the GUI, right? Because there is a chance that you might take pictures and show it to others and all. Something might happen. There is a chance of leakage of the personal data, like the IP addresses and keys as well on the
Mm-hmm.
GUI version. But however, we'll cover Ansible Tower also in the last. First, first, what I want you to know is something you should know how to install, run, and do everything with script itself.
Uh-huh. Actually, I was just comparing with the Python. When you were saying about
Mhm.
Python, you have also some graphic interface. You can make some
Yes,
graphical kind of stuff, and then you can make some scripts, right?
yes, yes, you do.
I just want to compare it with the and with Python. So that was
But
my
see, Python is a different thing again. Python is a scripting; it's a
right,
language.
right,
Ansible is a tool,
right.
so
That is
you can't compare between both. And Ansible works on YAML. Python is completely itself a language itself.
Mm-hmm.
So don't worry on this because no one actually does this. So no one actually asks you about the comparison or something.
No, no, no. Actually, I'm not worried about any kind of comparison. I just want to get some
Understand? Yeah,
understanding
yeah,
that
yeah.
why there is some difference is
So
there.
basically, just consider this as a tool. Like for example, it is not even Ansible is not even an application if you call it. So it is not
So
an
actually,
application as well. It's a tool.
Ashish,
Tool
so
makes it.
the thing is
Yeah.
that, sorry, the thing is that
Mhm.
you are a developer. You design or you develop one
Mhm.
script, okay?
Yeah.
For example, one server or one network device, whatsoever, okay?
Yeah.
So you are only responsible to execute this script, right? If, for example, if I want to execute that code on my system, okay,
Yeah.
for the same devices, for the same server, so I need some dependency also, or no?
No, if you are doing it, if you have developed everything, you have
Hmm.
tested it, and you are the person who is solely responsible to deploy it, and as well as you are the person who is responsible to face the consequences. It will it work vice versa. So both, you are the only person. So that is why you get the project, right? So once that is why usually company has more developers, not than a single person,
Yeah,
because
of course,
single
of course,
person
of
might
course.
end up making
Oh,
mistakes.
so now here you can say there is some dependency of the coder.
No, no, there is no dependency.
For example, let's suppose that is a tool as already told you
Yeah,
that
yeah.
when you're saying,
Sorry, my bad. There is a dependency. There is a dependency because you need to get. You have a managerial team. You should get access to the tool. You should get access to the services which the tool should work.
yeah, of course,
For example,
actually, yeah, of
yeah,
course, you're saying that there are multiple developer are there, multiple coders are there. That is separate question. But just to understand that when you're saying about the Ansible, a person who has already
mhm,
developed that application, or
mhm,
he is basically, you can say, he is responsible for executing deployment of that code, okay? Or maybe
mhm,
someone can also assign for the same code. It is also possible. But basically, when you're saying about Python, you can share one application to any user, and they can deploy uh, some of the script, right? But with the Ansible, coder or
mhm,
developer development, basically coder, or you can
mhm, mhm.
say developer, has some
Mhm.
key role for
Yeah.
deployment
So,
and for execution, all the stuffs.
let me put it this way. Suppose let's talk about Python. So Python, you have developers working around and who will be working on the environment. Okay, on in the
Right.
sense on the server, not inside the server. Inside the server on the OS, right? So if they end up doing something wrong, it's fine. You can fix it, right? If the code is wrong, the bugged or something, but you are an Ansible developer. Okay, you are the person who takes care of Ansible, and you should, if you know, if your company hired you for Ansible development, you should be in a good role you should be in a infrastructure management or else a system administrator or something. And for a project, there will be only one or two system administrators or DevOps persons. That's all. And only these both will have the access to it on, and there is a compulsory rule that only these two people can execute the command. No one else should not touch it. Even though if he's your superior also, he should not touch the code at all, or he should not execute it at all. Because you know what it does and they don't know it. And suppose there is a production environment and you are the person, but your superior came down and he deployed it. Something went wrong. The complete company will get into loss in seconds, right? You know it how to do, but he doesn't know it.
Right.
So only you have the access to that, and only you should do that. And that is only happens everywhere. You understood?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. So any system administration tool is executed by one or two persons. That's all, not more than that. At last, there will be the third person who is a junior trainee, but he will not execute it. He'll just develop it. only the chairperson, like only the managerial positions or only the head of the team will execute it. So if you see the screen, this is the Ansible config file. Okay, this is not the config file. This is like a help document for the Ansible config file. So if you want to know where is the Ansible, so Ansible is installed, right? It will be installed
Right.
in etc Ansible. Just go to ls. You'll see Ansible.cfg host and roles. You could do Nano. Use your favorite editor. I like Nano. You could use Vim or something. It's your call. See, okay. Ansible.cfg. And if you see here, see, you will find all the details in the config file. So what does it do? Okay. So here are some defaults. So this is like the inventory space. Like you will tell Ansible, dude, I have put my inventory here. Get the inventory from here. You're just pointing out the folder. That's all. And here is the library. And here is the module utilities. So you tell these are the module utilities I put there, and there's a remote directory, Ansible temp directory, local temp directory. Here I have the plugins. So this is the same thing, totally. So the remote port is 22, the SSH port is 22. It will always be the same. So don't change it because everywhere this is same. 22 is the port they'll use.
These are the
And
default
so
values.
yeah, you could change it. There is nothing like any
Yes.
default in anything. You could change it, but usually what happens is this is the same thing they use everywhere. They don't mess
Yes.
with it at all. And
Right.
sudo user, yeah, user will change everywhere. There is a chance that, see, as far as I work with different clients, right? So to my experience, 30% of the people created a new user for Ansible in
Okay.
Linux environment, but 70% used root as their own user or Ubuntu or CentOS EC2 user or something like that, their own call. So it totally depends on them. So do not even think about it. That is like they'll give you the requirements, then you would just do that. That's all. And the rest all something regular things. This is like what is the timeout and how much time it should try. And sudo exe if you want to try with sudo exe. And the private keys, if you have any private keys, just pass the file, because if you want the authentication, you could use private key also for the authentication as well. So this is all about you. You are just pointing it out. We are not going to edit this. We'll. This is just something which there might be a question if you are trying to change your job or something. They'll ask where is the Ansible config file. You could tell etc host. That's all. And just next to the help, you could want, if you want to see. So man, you could do man Ansible config, and it will see. So what is the name? Ansible configuration options is Ansible config. The version you could choose. So the command options you have, the actions, what it does, what are the changes, what is the environment. You pick the same file. What is the version? So this has a details like what is the version you are using, what is updated, what is overridden values, etc. That's all. Yeah. So we let's see where are we now? So we are done with so these are the commands executed. Now we spoke about the configuration place is done, but we are not going to edit anything. This editing we'll do in the deep dive. Okay, this is like a basic introduction. So we are done with now. The left one is basic things. Now we'll go to the inventories. Okay, I'll show you where is the inventory. So there are two inventories in a system. Okay, for the first one, the Linux system, it is cd etc. If you go sudo nano, if you see these are the hosts. Okay, so this is inventory for, this is the Linux server inventory for your Linux system. Okay, but for Ansible cd Ansible, and if you see ls host, sorry, cd host, this is the host file sudo nano host. You see this is the host file. Here, if you see the example, suppose, so let's talk about this host file. What do you do? I have a dev environment. Okay, I have some 30 to 40 servers, and what I want is I need it to install in all the servers at once itself. Okay, so what I do, I'll go ahead create something like this. I'll put a list. So this says list. and might put name as dev servers where I want to execute it, right?
Okay.
And these are all the IP address or the IP. If you already have a domain name purchased, you could put the domain name or the IP address, and you could go till down your call. And next
So
I have
basically,
DB.
that is here you can make a group.
Yeah, you're making a group. That's all. You're making a group of all the servers. That's all. And this is the inventory file for Ansible. So it will pick it from here itself.
Okay. So we have only one inventory file, or we can, for example, if we are doing some different, for example, can you make your own inventory files?
Only one. So usually, if you want to make more inventory files, you have to go ahead and edit the. If you want to add more inventory files, you have to edit the Ansible.com. So for me, I have put it as inventory.host. This is my inventory file.
Okay.
So this is my only one inventory file can be possible. There you have an editor. But I'm telling Ansible that, dude, these are the default value. This is my inventory file. But however, if you want to use another inventory file, you could put it there also. It's your call. It's totally your call, because this is a tool where you can make multiple changes. There is nothing stopping you to. You're not bound to some rules. The only thing is, the rules are made by your company itself, no one else.
Right.
Your organization itself. So there is nothing like bound to it. So that is the only inventory file, but the inventory file, that is more than enough, right? You could directly go ahead and add a dev or anything, or any server, any client, anything. You can add multiple things. So it's your call. Okay.
Right.
So that's all for today. I don't want to really go ahead and so what we have done is we have done the introduction. We have set up the environment. We have seen how to install, and you understood the configuration, what it does, what is the inventory, where is the inventory file, and what is the configuration. So basically, be ready with this by tomorrow, like by next class. Then we will go with the basic playbook. Like playbook, we'll write a small playbook. Then after that, we'll do command line ad hoc syntax. We will cover this. The next class.
Thanks for watching. To watch our complete session, enroll for our premium membership. Click onto the join button and enroll yourself with the best suited option. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Want to study further? Subscribe to our paid membership to get a deep dive into each and every topic. Do look out for more videos in our playlist and subscribe to our DevOps School channel and hit the bell icon to learn more. Keep learning.